Support WrestleTalk!
Donate on Patreon. John Cena calls out The Undertaker, Brock Lesnar no-shows, and Triple H is an asshole. I'm Ollie Davis, and this is the 26th of February 2018 episode of Monday Night Raw in about 4 minutes. After 8 minutes of Elimination Chamber recaps, there were a lot of those. Asuka, Bayley, and Sasha Banks beat Alexa Bliss, Mickie James, and Nia Jax. Thankfully, WWE actually furthered the tension between Banks and Bayley, with the hugger abandoning Sasha's hot tag. Not that Asuka needed them, as she won the match by tapping out Mickie. The women's division is back to just getting one segment again. They should count themselves lucky. The Cruiserweights haven't been on Raw since the Royal Rumble. John Cena then cut a promo admitting he's a millionaire Hollywood actor Bella Twin engaged failure. He's literally got nothing going for him right now. He lost at the Rumble, he lost at the Chamber, meaning he's going to lose the one thing that truly matters, a match at WrestleMania. So he challenged The Undertaker to rapturous yes chants from the crowd. The dead man's return will likely happen next month though, as Cena then regretted that's not happening. Instead, he'll move to SmackDown to make that show interesting again. I mean, to get his WrestleMania opportunity. Bray Wyatt beat up Rhino and Heath Slater before their match could get started, and then challenged Matt Hardy again because the Great War is far from over. Delightful. It's time for Monday night. King Slayer. Continuing his momentum from last week's episode, Seth Rollins took on The Miz in a match that might decide the Intercontinental title match at WrestleMania. Before they locked up, Miz cut an intense promo getting over the IC belt and himself to great effect, and that he deserves the WrestleMania main event. I mean, if Roman's getting 4 in a row, surely Miz can... I actually forgot that already happened. The two had a really hot match, mostly down to Seth's fiery performance, like a phoenix rising from all his planned feuds getting burned down. Rollins won with a huge frog splash 2/3 of the way across the ring. But in a stroke of genius, Finn Balor's music hit just as Seth had his arm raised, brewing some serious tension between the two. Sadly, Rollins didn't continue to wrestle various people for the rest of the night, with Balor taking on Miz in a psychologically backwards match that couldn't follow Seth's. The babyface taking on a heel who just wrestled a long competitive match. Rollins said he wants Miz at WrestleMania for the Intercontinental title afterwards. No matter how much a face-off between Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar was promoted throughout the night, I wasn't interested in seeing it. But what unfolded added a fascinating dimension to a match very few people want to happen. Reigns cut a worked shoot promo on Lesnar, saying he no-showed tonight's Raw and was hanging out with the UFC while everyone else was working at the Elimination Chamber the previous night. He's an entitled piece of crap who hides behind his contract, and I damn sure don't fear that bitch. At a concise 5 minutes, this was a very effective promo that made you want to see the match. The Bar managed a clean sweep and a hastily thrown together 2 out of 3 falls bout against Titus Worldwide. It was pretty fun, but Raw's tag division is pretty directionless right now. Jarrius J.J. Robertson was announced as getting this year's Warrior Award. The kid is a badass. Watch his interview with The Miz to see why. Unfortunately, the Hall of Fame graphic currently looks like someone badly photoshopped him in. Elias ended up using a fire extinguisher for a DQ loss against Braun Strowman. Not that it affected blind Strowman's Terminator target sight though. Braun stumbled after Elias backstage like a bad chase scene where the victim could easily get away. The main event was Ronda Rousey making her WWE Raw debut. But before we can get to that, here's the 19th video package recap of her segment the previous night. Rousey then stormed down to the ring like a badass, while Kurt tried to apologize, telling Ronda he needs this job, recalling how WWE emasculated Mick Foley before him, and that he did indeed lie. While Rousey was much better on the mic here than at Elimination Chamber, her lines should have been cut down to just this one, when she threatened to rip Stephanie's arm out of its socket. Stephanie's fake apology was masterfully executed, but leave it to Triple H to put the cherry on top. As the Authority were leaving the ring, Hunter brilliantly clocked an unaware, inappropriate uncle angle. So that was this week's Raw in about 4 minutes. Vote in the poll above my head to give your rating, where you can choose from in awe, core, average, poor, and bore. Not a brilliant episode, but certainly enjoyable enough. This week's Raw is average. Should Roman Reigns have won the Elimination Chamber? Click the screen now for more great wrestling videos.